A government car pulled up beside children, and the stories never stopped. A Black Volga sedan slows beside a child walking alone, engine running, windows dark, doors unlocking. No voice calls out, no one steps into view, and then the child is gone. No struggle, no witnesses stepping forward, no trace left behind, only the story moving from one street to the next. In 1960s and 1970s Poland, a car like that stood out. The Gaz Volga wasn't common. It was a large, black, Soviet-made sedan, typically reserved for government officials, police, and state authorities. For most people, it wasn't just a vehicle, it was a symbol of power, of control, of something you didn't question. At the same time, Poland existed under Cold War conditions, where information was controlled, where surveillance was real, where not everything that happened was openly recorded or explained. People learned quickly that some things were simply not discussed. It's within that environment that the reports began to spread across Warsaw districts, industrial towns, and housing estates, and later into parts of Russia, Ukraine, and Eastern Europe. The same pattern kept appearing. A Black Volga seen in ordinary places, near schools, outside apartment blocks, on quiet streets where children walked alone, sometimes in daylight, sometimes at dusk, when visibility dropped and fewer people were around. The children described were usually school-age, boys and girls, often alone for only a moment, and in many of those most repeated accounts, the car didn't need to say anything. There are, however, variations. In some reports, occupants were said to speak or signal, calling a child closer, offering something, asking a question. But those versions sit alongside the more unsettling ones, where the car simply arrived, and the child was no longer there. As the story spread, so did the explanations. Some believed the car was operated by state agents, using authority to approach without suspicion. Others claimed foreign operatives, or individuals disguised as officials or clergy. And in darker versions, something far less human was described. What makes the Black Volga different is not just what was said, but how consistently it was repeated, across cities, across countries, across years. The same car, the same approach, the same outcome. And yet, there are no clear, publicly confirmed records tying real abductions directly to a Black Volga. But in a system where information was often controlled, where investigations weren't always transparent, and where records could be incomplete, restricted, or lost, absence of evidence didn't always feel like proof of absence. Parents didn't wait for confirmation. They warned their children directly. Stay away from black cars. If a Volga stops, run. And many did. Because whether the threat was real, misunderstood, or something else entirely, the fear behaved like something real. So the question isn't just what the Black Volga was. It's why so many people, in different places, at different times, described the same encounter, as if they were standing there when it happened.